Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Minecraft on the Endure server. MC Dubbz here. I wanted to show you. I finished. Well, for now, I finished the nether portal room. I hope you like it. That you can sort of see the lava was the scariest part. I had a little catwalk here at the end of the last episode, which allowed me to easily walk around and drop all of the lava buckets into place, but I almost fell quite a few times due to a shift hold failure. But I caught myself, and things went pretty well. And sort of, it might look a little hideous with this netherrack here, but I've always thought that netherrack with some of this natural stone, it looks like it's sort of a plagued block that's growing into some of this unplagued block, if you will. And so it's all sort of originating from the portal here and sort of growing out. And I might take this out a little further to make it look as though it's sort of coming out of this room, taking over the base, and maybe I'll drop some of those netherrack blocks into the wall here. Let me know what you think. But yeah, so I think it turned out well. I get a little nervous walking over this glass and holding down any button on my mouse, but yeah, I know it was good. And because mobs don't spawn on glass, I thought I could keep this room nice and dark. And I thought it's really cool just with sort of the glow from the portal. However, these netherrack blocks sort of put that plan, these netherrack blocks make it as though mobs do spawn. So we have to light it up a little bit. And you may also remember from last episode that we found a skele spawner, which we're going to turn into our XP farm over here, stemming off of our portal room. And so I neatened up this pathway a little bit, and there it is. And I think that's going to be our project for today. We're going to build our XP farm, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. But as far as our access to it, I thought this could be cool having a little, some branches off of this portal room, depending upon what we want to do and where we go. This is going to be probably our main access to this base, just because going from the overworld and spawn town, using the nether hub to come here. So we'll access through here. So having the XP farm over there is great. However, it still takes away from what we're trying to do here. So I dug out here, and what we're going to do is I'm going to expand this off camera because it will take a while, all the way down another 30 blocks or so. And we'll have another stairwell as we have had in the past, and it'll bring us to our spawner here. And what I'd like to do, I may keep this open, I may not. Chances are this will become another room, and then so we'll close it off further down. And what I'd like to do is have the spawner and maybe my enchanting room here, so that it's a 2-for-1 deal with this stairwell. I can bring a stack of diamonds and have a crafting table with some sticks and make as much stuff as I want. Grind out XP, enchant it, grind out XP, enchant it, rinse and repeat. To me, that's the most efficient way of building this area instead of doing what I'm doing now, and that's being over in spawn, running from our skele spawner to our enchanting table and back and forth. And I'm super happy and really fortunate that it's there, but it's just it takes a few minutes just to run back and forth, taking away from the grinding that I have to do to make all these picks. And that's what I'm getting at. In order to dig this whole base out, I've been using a little bit of TNT, but it's for the most part it's been picks. And I just spent the last 3 hours at the XP farm trying to repair all of my picks, and I was able to fully repair 3.5 picks and a few bows, and I was just done with it. I was tired. I wanted to, get back to it, get back to building. So I stopped. So I'd love to have one in the base here, and that's why I want to do that today. There's some other things that I'd like to do, such as sort of a work area. That's what I think this branch is going to be. So we're going to have all of our furnaces and things down here. It's just going to be a big work area. Mob in Minecraft, who is sort of the owner of this server, he suggested that not branch off of these pathways too much, and he makes a really good point. If I continue to branch as I have our storage here, and this is going to be our little equipment room, and I have multiple rooms off of this path, the space is not going to be that big because it's going to be very condensed. But the point was to build big or go home. So that's what we're going to do. So I think what I'm going to try and do is each path here is going to be its own entity, and big and very detailed. This is going to stay the same only because it's my one-stop shop. I'm going to have all of my storage, my mine, and then again my tool room with all my weapons, gear, and things like that here. So everything that I need to equip myself will be off this one path, and then we'll take it from there. So let me get some things that I need for this build, and we will start working on this XP farm. And what I'll try and do is have it be somewhat of a tutorial. This is not my original design. I won't pretend that it is, because it definitely is not. But what I will do is link the plans that I've used in the past. It's a great tutorial video, and I'll try to talk to you as I go through. And all right, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. So one of the first things that I always do when building one of these, whether it's a skele farm or a zombie farm, any spawner farm, what I try and do is I map it out. So this is going to be a 9x9 room up to the wall. And so we're going to do 4 on either side, and that would be 5. So let's get rid of this one. And this spawner will be right in the middle. So it's 4 on this side, 4 on that side, and this one in the middle makes 9. So torches are my easiest way of mapping it out. And I'm just going to do that. And yeah, so as I go through this, playing on the server, I would love all of your suggestions of certain things that you'd like to see, certain rooms that I should make, different types of redstone contraptions that you think would be beneficial to the base. I'd love to hear all of the comments and all the suggestions, because I am playing on a multiplayer server just because of the interactions with the other players and sort of the community that's created with all of the fans. And so to be able to incorporate what they, what was back there? Oh, I've been there. To incorporate what they, being the viewers, want to see and have done themselves, to be able to put it on the server could be pretty cool. So let me know. Again, I'm always open to a new suggestion or something. So just keep me in the loop of what you're thinking. All right, so I'm going to open this up so that it is a 9x9 room. And we just have to be careful. Okie dokie. Let me finish this up so you don't hear my heavy breathing while I'm digging. And I will be right back. All right, so now we have our 9x9 room, and we have to decide which way we want the skellies to travel. Since our stairwell and our access to this room is going to be over here, there's our stairwell coming down. What I'm imagining is that we're going to access it from right here. So now that I think about it, I just have to be careful on how far out I dig, because the room, our main area there, comes down, I think, to about here. So if I were to continue that bridge formation all the way down, then we may run right into that room. So just something to keep in mind later on. We may turn the bridge to the right, who knows? And I apologize for all the sniffles. I've been sneezing like crazy this morning. I can't figure out what's going on. So bear with me, and I will try to not sneeze in your ear. So the next step is to take this down. The whole idea is to maximize the amount of spawning space in this area. So if we were to leave it like this, you know, this spawner's looking for spaces for these skellies to spawn. But we want to, and I knew that was here. Oh, silly me. So let me get back up. But my point was, what we want to do is we're going to take this down too. And that's going to be for, as far as I know, so that the skellies can spawn underneath the spawner and above the spawner. So it just sort of increases the size of the room. Besides, we're going to use a water system to push the skellies as they spawn in here to this direction. And in order to do that, we don't want this to be in the way, so we're going to drop it down so that they can spawn on the floor and then be pushed beneath the spawner there. So that may be the real reason why it's done. I'm just following directions. All right, let me not fall in again. And one of the biggest things to increase the spawn rate is to light up sort of the cave systems around you. And since I probably won't be coming down here if I close it off, I'm going to drop some extra torches just to keep it nice and bright. The last thing we want to do is create this great spawner and have a really poor yield. So let's just light this up more than necessary. There we go. Torches everywhere. Just because we can. Alright, that should do it. That's all I can see. Although I hear somebody. And it's sort of worth taking the time now to go and figure out where he's coming from. So that we can... Where are you? What level? We're at 32, so we may or may not. I doubt we're hearing them from above. Anyways, we'll have to build it and see. And if the yield is really bad, then we know that the one thing that we can do to fix that is to light up the caves, and that's exactly what we will do. But for now, this should be a good start. Yeah, let's just stop here. All right. So back to the spawner. Let's dig this out. Okay, so another thing you want to do once you sort of do that, re-illuminate your room, because those skellies are going to try, like that one with your enchanted bow. Fantastic. Get out of here. Oh, yeah, I'll take you down here. Maybe. What is going on? Jeez. Oh, I'm sorry you had to see me fail like that. But that means we have to go light up that room some more. And freaking Enderman. They've been moving the blocks in my base. Oh, I tell you, if I were a little better equipped, I'd take them all on right now. All right, as I said before, gonna try to add some depth here because we're gonna dig down some more. So let me finish this off and I will be back. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. The water is gonna push all the skellies that spawn in this room. We want it to go in that direction. So what you're gonna want to do is drop 2 water buckets, one in each of the far corners, and you'll see the pattern that's created. As I lose my torches here. Don't worry about this, our little step down to get out of here, but this is the pattern that's created. You can see that the center here is where the water is being pushed to. It's that a little angle here, and it's being pushed to this row. You can see that this water source here is flowing in this direction. And that puts us right here in this entrance, and this is what we want. We want everything to flow here. Just not down there, not down there. And whew, okay. Now the 2 water blocks only produce enough water to to cover this much ground. So what we want to do is, I guess I have to close this off now. And there. Perfect. What you're going to want to do is dig down, and following this pattern that you see, all of the stone that remains not covered by water, you're going to want to remove that 1 block. So just like this, and sort of follow that pattern all the way. And if you have any holes like I do here, fill them in now. I don't think I've ever had this much trouble building a farm like this, just because the floor is not here. All right. Okay, so now you're going to have something that looks like this. Maybe I can pillar up a little bit just so you can see it. There we go. So you can have something that looks like this. And again, the water is only going so far. And the next step is going to be to break each one of these blocks that form the border, this one in the middle included, all the way down. And what that's going to do is it's going to generate another stream of water. And I can't remember the exact number of blocks that water travels once it flows down on the y-axis 1 block. But it will continue to flow and cover the rest of this room. And the hope is to push everything to this 1 block right here. That's the goal. And if we did it right, that should happen. There's usually no easy way to do this. And if that's what I was afraid of, let's oh yay. All right. Well, we are definitely going to have to head back down in these rooms, this cave down here, to drop some more torches that this water has definitely removed. All right. We're going to remove this one, and this one, this one, and this one. I said that one. And the floor looks to be intact. Then we're going to want to remove this one right in the middle as well. And that grounds there. So we should be all set. And what you can see is that every single block within this room, no matter where the skeleton spawns, is going to be pushed. Even if they jump, they're going to be pushed to this area right here. Okay, and so this is where we're going to create... Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I should have planned this out a little better. I do apologize. But, you know, I'm going to take what I can get today. So they're going to flow into here, and this is where we're going to create our water elevator with skeletons. They can fall 23 blocks. I think it's like 22 and a half, usually 23 before without dying. So that brings them down to about 1 heart, half heart, but it's a one-hit kill from there with anything, whether it's, you know, carrots or torches, a bucket, whatever you may have in your hand. Don't use a sword, you know, save the durability on that. And so what we want to do is dig out 3 blocks from where the room ends. 1, 2, 3, and you can see the water ends. So the water will push whatever is in here, whether it's, you know, items, as long as I don't pick them up. You can see it ends up pushing them right here. So this is where we're going to build our channel up. We're going to go up, you know, 23, over, and then back down. And this is where you do have a little room to play. We are on level 35. So 23, depending upon what's above us on the surface, we may not have that much space. If we do, fantastic. If not, you can go up, you know, as much as you can, and then come down further and not level here. We'll get into the mechanics of how close you need to be standing to the spawner here in order for it to generate the skeletons. And then they only spawn so many. So as the spawner is getting ready to spit out some skeletons, it's looking in the immediate area and looking if there are any entities. If there are, it may not produce any. So we want to not only push them up to have them fall back down, we're going to push them up and push them away from the spawner so that once they get to a certain point, this spawner says, hey, there are no entities in the area, let's go ahead and produce some more. So that's how we get these big buildups of skeletons or whatever type of mob you may have. So we're at 35. Let's go up as high as we can. And this is probably the most dangerous thing to do, but that's okay. You have to live dangerously every once in a while. Let me illuminate this. I apologize for the dark video there. Okay, so wonderful. I will take this. And I can already hear some zombies, and they may very well be on the surface. Let's use a different block. They may be on the surface, maybe nighttime, I'm not sure. That's the problem with spending all of your time underground. Now, the plan is to create a little channel just to push them away, again, further away from the spawner in this, you know, x-axis to drop them back down. And you don't have to do it that far. Remember we have the spawner at, let's say, block 0. We moved out 4 blocks, and that was the wall. And then we had the wall, which was block number 5. And then in 2 more, 6, 7, and we came up. So this is the 7th block away from the spawner, and I believe that the magic number is 8, that we want to push them away 8 blocks so that the spawner will produce more entities. So if this is block number 8, this one in theory would be just fine. Let's just play it safe in case my numbers are wrong and things have changed with updates. Let's push them out 1 more. And so what we're going to end up doing, and the reason that I'm changing this block type is that since we are relatively close to the surface, I can there's grass, and I can hear grass blocks being damaged, and it's probably that stupid Enderman picking up whatever he wants, thinking it's his. It's not yours. It's not yours. I'm going to change the block type just so that wherever this may be, if I dig down, I find that it's another type of block, and I tell myself, oh, that must be something that I created. So here's the deal. They're going to be pushed up here from our water elevator, and we're going to have another stream of water push them this way. They're going to go down 1. So the water stream is going to end here by putting Yeah, let's do this. Assign right here. And so they'll be push, 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 and they stop. That's great. And what we're going to do is this is going to be our drop down, 23 blocks. And the reason this block is here is because of the laws of the game. If the water were to push the skeleton off, I don't think it takes as much fall damage for whatever reason. But if it's standing here and then another skeleton comes down here and pushes the one that's on this block off and it falls, then that's when it takes all the fall damage. So that's sort of the reason where each one is going to push the next one off. So we're going to dig back down, and I think I'm going to risk just digging straight because I can only go so far, knowing that our area where we're going to build our channel is there. So yeah, I can't remember where the other signs have to be placed, so we will leave that for now, and we will dig down to 35. Wish me luck. So here we are, back down on the ground, and that's our pillar up, and this is where they're going to come down. And our stairwell here, this is again 37. We're shooting for 35, so we may have a little step down, 36, and then 35 is here, and this is where the skeletons are going to land. Let's see, we want to do it this way. Everyone can design, and everyone does design this portion in their own way. This is again 35. Okay, so that's 23. If 23 is too much, 22 is just fine. You can still one-hit kill, not a problem. But you don't want to get too close. You don't want to remove this block because of the nature of skeletons with the bow. They're going to be hitting you. So if you just have their feet exposed, you can tackle them like this. So we'll call this the trench, and this is where we'll do, all of our farming. There are other designs to put a piston here to push the items out. We can get fancy later on if we want, but for the most part, I can just stand here and grind away and have no problems. I use splash health potions, which I don't have any on me now, because by throwing a splash health potion, that's not throw, by throwing one of the potions like that, it'll destroy all the mobs. So you can go AFK for a while and let them build up, and that's the whole purpose of pushing them out a few blocks away from the spawner. I can get 150 entities spawning right here as long as I've illuminated all of the surrounding caves, and it's great. I go off AFK for 15 minutes, come back, throw a potion. I have 30 plus levels. We're gonna run over here, enchant something, come back here and do it all over again. So this is a reminder for myself and all of you to keep me thinking about it. We need to, on the other side of the bridge here, what we'll do is we'll create our potion brewing room. Be very fancy, well, as fancy as we can make a potion brewing room so that we can have all the potions we need. So let me keep working on this. I know I've been talking for quite a while. I do apologize. With a little work, lots of chat, but let me get back to this, and when there's something to update you on, I will. Alrighty, so we're back in the trenches here. This is where they're going to be traveling up to their doom. And so what we're going to do, I should have said before, you're going to want to make an infinite water source because you're going to need a lot of water and a lot of signs. The signs are going to be used to hold the water in place. So the water is going to flow to here. It's going to push the skeletons to here, and they're going to go up. So what we're going to do is if there's a water block right here where their head is, let's change the view a little bit. So if there were a water source right where my face is, they would be drowning. The skeletons would have to go up. So they jump and they travel up. So that's what initiates them. So if we're going to put a water block here, there are a few things that have to happen. We can't have it drop down because it's going to push them down. So we're going to put a sign there, and then we can't have it flow out. That defeats the purpose, so we're going to put another sign here. Right? Perfect. So they're going to be pushed here, and watch what happens. Ready? Kablamo. Perfect. And so if I jump, right, I move up. And you can see this water block is stationary, which is just what we want. Oh, that's going to be tricky. I haven't used it. Let's just jump out. Okay. So basically from here, when you go up, it's just going to be sign, water, sign, water, sign, water, sign, water. Over and over and over again. So if you hold spacebar, you can travel up and you can get good at placing all of this. Oh, or you can place it too high. Let me throw up a torch here so you can see we're at the top. And you can sort of just barely make out the top of a sign, which is level with this 23rd block here. So there's a water source right here. You'll see in the tutorial he does a little different, but you know this works because they're going to come up and they're going to get pushed to here. And this is exactly what we don't want to do is fall, although we have a bunch of armor on, so we should be okay. And you know what? I found these earlier today while I was grinding out XP, and they're feather falling 4. So, and they happen to be chain, which is great. So maybe we'll test them out. But anyways, they're going to get pushed here, come here, and then go down. So as long as we take out the torches down in the spawning room, this should be ready to go. What the heck, right? You only live once? Yahoo! Beautiful. So that's exactly what's going to happen to the skeletons, except they're going to lose a lot more than just 2 hearts or 1.5 hearts. So their feet will be exposed and we'll be able to hammer them away right there. Once you do this, be ready to have some skeletons come after you. So what we're going to do is start taking down the torches. And I might even create a little catwalk to run around, although they will be able to spawn on it. So we will do this as fast as possible. And it's not a big deal because they have to fight the current to follow you around. But it is a pain. Like that guy. Hey, buddy. All right. How about you go in the water? Water. There you go. Get out of here. Well, they're spawning. That means something's working. Hey, you too. Okay. Let me get these torches down. We'll close it up and we'll see how it works. Yeah. See ya. All right, so we have all the torches. You want to make sure the room is nice and dark. And we will close this up like that. All right, ladies and gents, I've been here for just a few minutes, just polishing this off. We'll have a pretty cool design in the future for this area. But one of the real tests that you want to do just to make sure that you spaced everything out properly, if you hit your F3 and you look at the E on the far left, I'll try and highlight this. You can see the E for entity. You see 41 now 40 out of 127. So wherever your cursor is, those crosshairs, that's going to tell you generally how many entities. So I doubt that there are that many right here. There may be more, straight ahead. However, there are more than 8, and that's the key. We have spaced things out properly so that the system, the spawner, thinks that there are no entities in the immediate area, so it spawns more. And they're just a few blocks away of its designated area that it looks in, which is great. So we have all of these mobs, and we are close enough to the spawner that it's going to see that there's a player there, and it's going to start spitting out mobs. That's the other thing. Definitely check out the creator of this spawner. The link to his tutorial is in the description. That's going to be it for this episode. Thanks again for listening to me go on and on about life and the spawner, and I hope that it helps you create an XP farm, whether you're a fan of them or not. They definitely make things easier so that you can put all of your time into creating some pretty awesome builds. So until next time, this is MC Dubbz. Keep mining, don't stop, and have a good day. See ya.